What's going on, Washington fans? We are back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about, is TJ Watt to DC heating up? I know this is the time of the off season where everybody's kind of making up things and looking for content, but this is certainly not one of those things. I legit think that TJ Watt to DC is heating up, so we're going to talk about that. But before we do, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the road to 2,000. I cannot do it without you. Hit that notification bell as well. If you want to become a channel member for exclusive access and perks to the channel, a link is in the description. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. So Adam Schefter kind of came out with a little bit of an update yesterday on the TJ Watt situation. By the way, TJ Watt is in a situation kind of like Terry McLaurin, where there's not many talks, happening. It's not really, they're not talking, and TJ Watt is very frustrated. So Adam Schefter says, sources, in recent weeks, multiple teams have been discussing whether they can trade for Steelers standout TJ Watt, who skipped the team's most recent minicamp. Pittsburgh hasn't shown any willingness to deal Watt so far, but he's been unhappy with his contractual situation, and sources believe outside team interest is likely to increase given today's trade. The trade was the Jalen Ramsey trade. These are kind of ramping up, and that's why it's heating up. JP Finley also retweeted, he put in quotation marks, multiple teams, and quote, trying to trade for Watt. Is JP Finley hinting at something here? I don't know. Does he have any sources? Probably not for the Commanders, but the Commanders would seem like one of the top dogs to try to trade for TJ Watt right now, because first off, they need an edge rusher, and while I think Adam Peters kind of in the back of his mind is thinking we need an edge rusher, I think in the front of his mind, it's kind of like, I want to see what this room has. If they go into training camp in a bad spot with the room, they don't like what the edge rushers look like, then they can make a trade. But I don't think he's going to make a trade before that. So, but we heard, when Adam Peters came into this with being the Commanders' new GM, yeah, him and Lance Newmark were going to go in on everything. Like they said, like, we're going to explore all the options we have. We're going to look at every possible move we can make. We're going to look at all the trades we can make. We're going to look at all the players we could sign. We are going to make calls to see offers. So I cannot doubt that they have made calls on TJ Watt. I know they have made calls on TJ Watt. I know they're trying to look for him. Doesn't mean they're necessarily, does it mean they want to trade for him? I don't know. But they've definitely checked in on the situation. And why not? Because I feel like this year, this is the year they're going all in. They started the offseason with a bomb in trading for Deebo Samuel. Then another bomb, trading for Laramie Tunsil. They are going all in for this Super Bowl this year, while their rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels, is on a rookie contract right now. You're not paying anything for Jayden Daniels. So this would be the time to make this big move. Because one, like I said, you really need an edge rusher. It seems like the biggest spot you need to fill. The biggest hole you need to fill. And we talked about this. You're not going to fill every hole on the team in one offseason. So that was one area that they weren't able to fill. And they could possibly fill that through a trade, right? Because you have Jayden Daniels on this rookie contract. Like I said, you're not paying him anything, right? This is the time to make big moves. And by the time Jayden Daniels has to sign, after his fourth year, by the time he has to sign a new contract, obviously he's going to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, because every time a new quarterback gets a new deal, it's highest in the NFL if they're good enough for that. It's going to be the highest in the NFL. By that time, if you had traded for TJ Watt now, you wouldn't even have TJ Watt on the team. You wouldn't be paying for him, right? So I think this makes sense, and I think if you're going all in, if you're looking for a Super Bowl this year, you're going to need a guy with the edge rush juice. Like right now, currently, we don't have a guy on the team that can win one-on-one and get to the quarterback. We had DFJ, but he's not here anymore. And TJ Watt can set the edge. Like, they want guys that can set the edge, but they also want guys that can get to the quarterback. Right now, the guys that we have on the team can set the edge, but can they win one-on-one and get to the quarterback? Probably not. Right? But TJ Watt has been known to do that. He is a lethal competitor. TJ Watt every year seems to show up for the Steelers. He's an absolute dog. You're not questioning, the talent that you get if you trade for TJ Watt, but you are questioning, can he stay healthy? Is this going to be worth it? The dude's 30 years old. He's getting on the older side. He's actually in the exact same spot as Terry McLaurin. 30 years old. Nothing happening with this team and his contract talks. A veteran that's proven himself. So it's kind of crazy. TJ Watt had 11.5 sacks last year, 6 forced fumbles. I mean, Adam Peters talks about guys that were trying to create turnovers. Joe Witt Jr. tries to hint at creating turnovers. That's the whole goal of his defense. You need a guy like TJ Watt. 6'4", 252. He's a dog. Like I've said, 6 forced fumbles. Is anyone close to that? Came into the league 2017, had 7 sacks. 2018, 13 sacks. 2019, 14 sacks. 2020, 15 sacks. 2021, 22.5 sacks. There's no doubt he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. 2021, 22 sacks. 2022, 5 sacks. 2023, 19 sacks. 2024, 11 sacks. So his stock is going down, but he'll still give you 10 sacks next year. And this is a guy that's going to create turnovers. This is a guy that's going to get to the quarterback. But can he stay healthy? Because part of a product of only having 11 sacks last year was because he was hurt most of the year, right? That's his biggest issue. So can he stay healthy? You should make this move if you're the Commanders, in my opinion. TJ Watt to DC is heating up right now. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's posting about it. That doesn't mean a lick if Adam Peters don't want to trade for him, though. But I feel like this is the right time to trade for TJ Watt. I mean, you look at his numbers, you look at what he's done. He's going to be consistent for you. He's going to get 10 sacks. I mean, 2022 is the last time he's had under 10 sacks, right? This is a guy that, I mean, he's an explosive demon, to be honest. I didn't even know his stats were that good. 6 forced fumbles last year. Like I said, he's going to be able to create turnovers. He's not going to make Jaden Daniels score 35 a game. He can stop the run. So TJ Watt is a dog, a game-changing player for you. If you're going to make big moves, if you're going to try to get to the Super Bowl this year, which we anticipate the team trying to do, then you go out there and trade for TJ Watt. All right? Because I've already talked about it. This is the biggest need on the team right now. You need an edge rusher. You don't have anyone that can get to the quarterback. Point blank, period. You don't have a guy on this roster right now that can win one-on-one. You're telling me Dorrance Armstrong is going to go by a guy one-on-one? Maybe 2 times a year. You're telling me Deatrich Wise Jr. is going to be able to go past a guy one-on-one? No. His goal Deatrich Wise, what he does every single year is he gets you 5 sacks every single year. But he is primarily a run stopper, and he sets the edge. He is not winning one-on-one. He is not fast enough. TJ Watt is fast enough. TJ Watt stops the run. TJ Watt blows up an Eagles offensive line. What were we trying to do this offseason? Compete with the Philadelphia Eagles. Bridge the gap to the Philadelphia Eagles. TJ Watt, if you make one trade, he gets you there, and you bridge the gap. You know how much better that makes the defensive line? Your interior pass rush, we expected to ramp up this year. You went all in on Javon Kinlaw, paid him $45 million a year. $45 million. $30 million guaranteed. 3-year contract. He's a huge MFer in the middle. All 4 interior pass rush. Daron Payne without John Allen. Daron Payne looks like a beast so far. He's going to have a big year, I anticipate. And then you add TJ Watt, who can potentially get you over 15 sacks on top of Dorrance Armstrong, on top of Deatrich Wise. The depth we would have if we added TJ Watt is insane because, say, like pretty much every year, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't wish anything bad on the guy, but every year TJ Watt seems to find himself injured. So if that would happen if you trade for him, just saying, you'd have the depth there. You'd have the guys that you were thinking about going into the season with. At the point we're at currently, they want to go into the season with Deatrich Wise and Dorrance Armstrong. You'd have those guys to be backups and come in for TJ Watt if he's hurt. So you'd have your starters right now coming in for TJ Watt if he got hurt. And so I think this makes sense, right? If you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. And so far, Adam Peters has walked the walk. Does he have one more big move left in him? This makes sense to me. This makes sense to trade for a veteran. All right, this makes a ton of sense to me. So it's not in a good place right now, their contract talks. TJ Watt and the Steelers, they're not getting along well. And you could say the same thing about Terry McLaurin, but I think TJ Watt's situation sounds a little bit worse. I think the Steelers are also kind of on a downslide. They're going to look to tank because this year they feel like they're going to be mid, right? They feel like they're not going to be able to compete that well. They have Aaron Rodgers at their quarterback position. He's not going to carry you to the playoffs at age 41. So they want to tank because the worst thing you can do in the NFL is be mid, right? Like they are every year. 8 wins, 9 wins. You make one round of the playoffs and you're done. Every year. They want to tank, and that's what they're going to try to do. Why not give away TJ Watt and build up through the draft? I can assure you Mike Tomlin wants to build up through the draft. If you give away TJ Watt, that's a first-round pick. So if you're the Commanders, what do you have to look for? Trading for TJ Watt? Probably a first-round pick. It's probably something similar to what you give up for Trey Hendrickson, like we've talked about. It's something similar to that. So you'd be giving up a lot, and you'd also have to pay him a lot. But we've talked about it. We have the leverage to pay him because we have Jayden Daniels on a rookie contract right now. And that makes everything a lot better when you look at it. So we'd have the flexibility to do this, but is Adam Peters risky enough to do this? I don't know. But Adam Schefter writes that multiple teams are interested in trading for TJ Watt, and why wouldn't they? I just don't see the Commanders being a team that are not in the conversation to trade for TJ Watt. I just don't see it. I see Adam Peters being the guy to say, let's go. Let's do it. And like I said, when you're trying to win the Super Bowl this year, these are the type of moves you have to make. These are the type of high-risk moves you have to make, right? So I know it's a low-hanging fruit to just say trade for TJ Watt, but if I'll eat that delicious fruit because TJ Watt is a dog, and he's proved it over and over and over and over and over again that he can do it in this league. All right? And by the way, the majority of the time he's not hurt, right? If you can keep him semi-healthy, not even fully healthy, semi-healthy, he can get you over 10 sacks and probably over 5 forced fumbles. And that amount of takeaways does something for a team with Jayden Daniels, because you talk about the offensive efficiency we had last year. I mean, Jayden Daniels, you put the ball in his hands on the other team's side of the field, it's a score every time. And that's what TJ Watt could do for you. Give Jayden Daniels the ball after he's already scored. Give him back the ball when the other team's not scoring. Like, this just makes sense for me, right? It's a high-risk move, but I could see Adam Peters doing it. TJ Watt to DC is heating up. Let me know what you guys think down below about this. Adam Schefter says multiple teams have checked in on a trade for TJ Watt. I feel like this is the Commanders could be the top team ready. We've heard rumors this offseason, but realistically, do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But this is something good that I could see happening, right? But it'd be about a 5% chance right now. TJ Watt to the Commanders. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think down below. You'd have to give up a first-round pick. I've heard people say Terry McLaurin, swap him for TJ Watt because we need an edge rusher and they need a wide receiver. And after giving away George Pickens, but I just don't see that happening, right? We're not gonna do that, right? We're going to sign Terry McLaurin, but are the Steelers going to not sign Terry McLaurin? We're going to extend Terry McLaurin, but are the Steelers going to get TJ Watt back, right? Are they going to do that? I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening, but you guys have a great rest of your day. TJ Watt to the Commanders. Let me know what you think down below about that. That's going to do it for me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Hail to the Washington Commanders, as always, and peace.